Social networking is social, so it's about communication. So an advert, you would hope that the publication you put your advert in would be seen by somebody fitting your target audience, your customer profile. With social media, you're able to pinpoint people with the interests that are relevant to your business. You can be far more targeted in your marketing. You can respond immediately, so it's very reactive, and that can obviously deliver very good customer service. You can reach a much wider audience, and it's very easy for people to recommend you, to be positive about you, and help to reach new audiences by them posting positive comments about their experience with you. One of the first places I will go if I'm looking at working with a new client, I will go to Google and search, and more often than not, their Facebook page or their Twitter page will come up in the search results, and I will have a look at that because it gives me more of an insight into the business than perhaps their corporate website, which is more like an online brochure. So for businesses, social media provides an opportunity for them to engage with their customers, have conversations, answer questions, give advice, give tips, really add value and build that relationship up. Using social media as an individual, you might use Facebook to share photos of your holiday, to connect with people abroad, friends, family, friends who you used to work with. As a business, you tend to have different objectives for using it. I've seen people start using social media for business, so they'll set up an account in their business name, but they'll start talking about just what they're doing at home, what's going on in their lives. And that's fine, that's okay, because social media is social, but that isn't necessarily going to be why people will follow you as a business. They're not necessarily interested in what your favourite type of cake is. They might be if you're a cake company and you use that as you kind of link it to your business, but it's not about you, it's about them. So that's the basic with social media, is constantly put yourself in the shoes of your customer and think, what is interesting to them? What can I give to them to reward them for taking time out to read my Twitter page, Facebook page, whatever. Your objectives as a business would be more around generating new leads, finding new markets, understanding your customer, and if you can be sure what your objectives for using social media are, then it helps you to write good content rather than writing what you've just had for breakfast or what you thought of EastEnders last night. Or using it as a business, you need to have clear objectives, as you do with any marketing, and have a goal for what you're hoping to achieve through using social networking. There are risks associated with social media. There are security risks of people hacking your account and getting into it. So to overcome that, you would obviously need to make sure you've got secure passwords. They're not widely available. You haven't got the same password for everything. You change them often. So that's one of the risks. Another risk is having a dissatisfied customer voicing their experiences publicly, but that will happen whether they have a Facebook page or not, or whether they have a Twitter page or not. It's just whether they know about it. And lots of people who I speak to in business will say, I'll delete that then. And that is one of the worst things you can do. If you have a bad experience with if a customer has a bad experience with your business and they post something about it on social networks, the worst thing you can do is delete it. If I were to have bad experience with a company and I were to complain to them, and they just hustled me out the door and locked it, I wouldn't feel that I had received good customer service, and I would be very vocal about that with lots of people. And that's true with social networking, is if somebody's negative about your business, you need to address that and take it offline if you can. So get them to message you directly or give you their phone number or their email address, take it offline, resolve the situation, and then hopefully they will come back and be an advocate. There are hundreds of different social networks. Some of them crop up and disappear very quickly, others are more they're around for longer. Facebook is the one that is most used. It's got over 850 million active users. Twitter is another one that's growing massively, and LinkedIn. The profile of the users tends to vary by network. So Facebook is more kind of the mass media type that you get people from all ages using it, and Twitter tends to be younger, and LinkedIn tends to be more professional, so it's a professional network. There's a new network that's appeared called Pinterest, which is a very visual network. It's like an online notice board, and the profile for that is 95% women. So if you're looking at targeting women, then that is a good network to use if you've got something visual to share.